Our next guest is Dr. Maribel Santos Cordero, the founder of Florida's Ride to Remember. Pleasure having you on the program today.
Thank you for having me here. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Now, your husband and you are both dentists.
Yes.
Why are you so adamant about finding a cure for Alzheimer's?
Well, our family has been struck by Alzheimer's disease way too many times for us to surrender to it without a fight. My grandmother was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease when she was in her late 60s, and so did some of her siblings. My father was diagnosed with Alzheimer's early onset when he was 57, and he passed away when he was 68. So he carried the disease for about 11 years.
Oh my gosh.
He was a very no-nonsense kind of guy, but he was very caring. He was an attorney, and he also was a Wesleyan pastor, if you can reconcile those two professions at the same time. He did it brilliantly. He served in the National Guard, and he also served in the Army Reserve for about 20 years. And he was physically fit too. He was an athlete.
Okay, so we don't know what causes the onset of it, but when you talk about a long goodbye, obviously it was because he was diagnosed at 57 and passed at 68. You and your family were his caregivers. I mean, that is terrible. I've gone through it personally with a family member, so.
Our family chose to keep our dad home, so we all helped in, but my mom was the main caregiver, so even though we helped her, there was a lot of weight on her shoulders, and it was a pretty big burden for her. So with this disease, it's so long, you have to learn to adapt pretty much on a daily basis and learn to be resilient, because every day is different.
Now there, I noticed on your website, there's 10 signs to Alzheimer's, and I would recommend that people, if they think they may be experiencing this, that they should go and check those out?
Yes, you can go to our website. There's also other organizations like the Alzheimer's Association, the Ruskin Institute. These are organizations that we help fund research for, and they have a lot more resources for families that are involved and that have to live with Alzheimer's disease.
Okay, great. Now, we're here to talk about your nonprofit organization, A Ride to Remember, and can you tell us about that, please, Doctor?
Well, the Ride to Remember was created to honor the memory of my dad and also the families that have to struggle with this disease. Right now, we're a nonprofit organization. The first few events were just kind of self-funded, you know, from the goodwill of our friends and families, but now we're a nonprofit organization, and we, our goal is to help fund research for Alzheimer's disease. We also want to help the caregivers and give support to the organizations that are involved in taking care of people that have Alzheimer's disease.
Now, how many years has this been taking place?
This is our 4th Ride to Remember. My dad passed away about 5 years ago, and so we decided quickly that we wanted to make a difference. We wanted to do something about it.
That's wonderful. When is the event taking place, Doctor?
It will be tomorrow, Saturday, April 21st. We have 2 events. We have a Night to Remember, which is a silent auction dinner. It's at 7 o'clock at Gold Coast Eagle Distributing in Lakewood Ranch. We have a silent auction. We have a band, no filter band. It's going to be a great event. So if you all want to join us that day, that would be fantastic. We also have a bicycle ride on Sunday morning, April 22nd, starting at 8 o'clock in the morning. We have 62 miles and 30 miles for people that do bike on a daily basis. For families that are not hardcore bike riders, we have a family fun ride starting at 10 o'clock in the morning. It will be for, you know, families with little children. We're going to be in the back area of the Lakewood Ranch Business Parkway.
For signing up.
For signing up, you can go to our website. It's www.ride2remember.alzheimeralc.org.
Okay. Now, people, how can they get involved if they don't want to ride, Doctor?
You can participate. You can donate money to our organization. You can be a volunteer in our events, or you can just help us spread the word.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, and
appreciate it.
Looks like beautiful weather, so we'll
thank you.
Hope
We're
that
looking
doesn't
forward
change.
to it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
An upcoming fashion show on the Suncoast is planning to help our local homeless. We have a preview next on Suncoast FYI.